So when you think of real estate moguls, you think of Donald Trump, you think of Grant Cardone. There's probably a million other ones out there that I can't think of off the top of my head. When you think about the stock market, you think of guys like Warren Buffett, the Oracle of Omaha. You think of Carl Icahn, you think of George Soros. In today's video, we are going to be talking about the fastest path to wealth. Is it stocks? Is it real estate? Let's find out today on Young Money Investments. All right, you guys, so in today's video, we're gonna be talking about the pros and cons of real estate versus stocks. Stocks, real estate, stocks. Which one is best? We're gonna be talking about that. There's a lot of pros for each one, so let's jump into it. So one of the best things about the stock market is that it requires a lot less capital than getting into real estate does in the beginning. If you're getting into real estate, you are going to normally need probably $100,000. Most townhomes, condominiums, even, especially homes are going to start probably at least at $100,000. I know in Washington State, where I'm originally from, the average home price is probably right around $350,000. In the Portland, Vancouver metro areas like Southwest Washington. I know the Seattle area is super expensive as well. Here in Utah, it's pretty expensive. Louisiana, it's a little bit cheaper, but still, nevertheless, you are going to need 6 figures in income in order to purchase your first real estate property. And so, yes, there are ways to leverage it. Yes, there's ways to get into a home with zero down, etc., but that is going to be another pro versus con we're going to talk about. So the thing I love about stocks is that you could get started with $1,000. You can get started with $500 technically. Although I don't recommend that. I think you should start off with at least a few $1,000s when getting into investing. The reality is you need a sliver, a fraction of the investment capital in stocks as you need to get into real estate. And so in this round, we're going to go 1 point to stocks, 0 points to real estate, because of the fact that stocks you don't need the same amount of capital. And so it's a great thing because you can get started at 16, 17, 18 years old, just like I did, and you're able to continue to compound that year after year, learn, get better, and also have that compound interest and that compound growth. All right, in this next section, we're going to be talking about 1.4 real estate, and that is going to be passive income. Passive income is very much easier, very much better in real estate than it is in the stock market. With real estate, you can rent out a fourplex and just be getting a consistent, steady stream of income revenue from those rental properties. With stocks, you do have dividend stocks, but the reality is as those stocks go up, if you want to make and take out income from those, you're going to have to be selling off stocks and doing things like that. If you have a rental property, you do not need to do that. Your home obviously appreciates in value. You have that passive income from the rental portion, and that's where that passive income is very nice. You're able to get that money essentially every month. You can use that for whatever you need. There's no process in it. And so passive income is, I would say, much easier in real estate as it is in the stock market. Now, you're gonna say, Cameron, I can long-term invest and I can make money off of dividends, etc., etc. Yes, that is true. But I would say overall, real estate is going to be your best option or outlet in terms of getting passive income. Number 2, point is going to go to the stock market. Stocks are going to be a lot less complex than the real estate game. Real estate is very complicated. You need to have a real estate agent that knows what they are doing, he or she, plug to my mom. They are going to be the ones that are going to help you to find a good deal. In real estate, it is hard to find a good deal. I feel like in the stock market, you have access to all the information that you need right there on your desktop at your brokerage account. You have a lot of people that can help you find good stocks. In real estate, it takes a very niche market. You maybe can only buy homes in a certain market. You want to be able to go see the properties. You want to make sure that they're good. They really are the value that is shown on paper. And so there's a lot more that goes into finding a good deal in real estate as opposed to stocks. It's very much more complex in real estate. There is taxes, there is depreciation, there is a mortgage that you need to know. You need to get qualified for financing. There is so much that goes into real estate. The stocks, literally, you gotta get on your phone, you find a company, you find the ticker symbol you want, and you buy a share. To me, that is so much easier and so much more simple than the real estate game. Probably one of the biggest benefits to me personally that I've seen in real estate is that there are so many tax write-offs when it comes to real estate. The stock market, really not a whole lot of tax write-offs. You have Roth IRA and IRA accounts, which are tax exempt if you're working towards retirement, which are great. But really at the end of the day, what wins in this category of tax exemption is going to be real estate hands down, by far, the best way to do it because of the fact that you can depreciate your assets in real estate. You have so many write-offs. Any work that you put into the home, those are going to be considered tax deductions and write-offs. And then when you turn around and go and sell the property, those appreciations on the home are going to obviously be a benefit to you. And then there's so many other little loopholes, I forget, where you can actually just continue to compound your profits from your real estate investments into other properties, and those stay tax exempt. That's something you'd want to talk to either a tax professional or a real estate agent about and how that all works. But tax wise, you are going to save so much more in real estate, whereas opposed to trading, especially day trading, you are going to be paying capital gains tax, short-term capital gains tax on every positive and profitable trade that you make. And then you also have your long-term capital gains tax, which is less than short-term, but that is anything held over a year. And so really, tax benefits are going to, by a landslide, go to real estate. In this category, we are going to be talking about how there are so many different ways to invest in the stock market. Real estate, there is not a lot of ways to invest. Yeah, you can invest in a 4-plex, an 8-plex, or a townhome, or just a normal home, but there's really not a lot of different types of real estate investors. I mean, to me, there's not. And again, I'm just a normal person. I'm not like a real estate guru whatsoever. But this is going to be the thing with real estate, is there's just not a lot of ways or different niches in the real estate game. Yes, there's foreclosures and et cetera, for sure. But in the stock market, you have long-term investors, you have short traders, you can short things, you can buy into ETFs, you can trade options. There's futures that you can trade, there's stocks, there's bonds. There are so many different things and ways for people to find their niche in the stock market. The stock market is just a big, broad umbrella, but really inside of that umbrella, or underneath that umbrella, there is many different types of traders and strategies out there that will fit your time frame and your personalities, quite honestly. So that is where I'd say the point goes to the stock market. So many different ways, and you don't have to just be good at, like I said, longing a company or shorting a company. There are so many cool little niches in there that you just don't get with real estate. Pro that is going to go to real estate in this one is going to be that there's going to be more recession-proof homes and real estate than the stock market. Anytime that the market crashes, what happens to stocks? They tank. They just continue to go down. Stocks are not usually recession proof. Yes, there's some stocks that don't get hit as hard, but the reality is real estate is going to be much more recession proof. The reason being is even if your property value drops, you're still getting roughly about the same amount in rent. Usually what happens too is if people end up losing their homes, more people end up starting to rent, and that is obviously going to increase a higher demand for a rental property, especially if your rent is not very high. So this is going to be something that is going to be very, very important, and I think very cool in the recession game, is you are going to be able to actually still do as well, if not better than you are doing in a normal economy. It also gives you the ability, if you have cash on the sidelines, to pick up and acquire more properties that are coming up for sale at a lower price. Yes, your property may be valued at less money, but hey, so is everybody else's property, and it's a great opportunity to pick it up. In the stock market, same thing. You have the opportunity to pick up more stocks, but all of your stocks are really down as well. Now, one way that you can actually earn and make a lot more money in a downturn economy is through put options and things of that nature, or shorting companies, and you can really, really, really crush it. But overall, the tangible long-term assets that you are holding are going to be worth a lot less. And so if you were to sell at that point, you're taking a massive loss during a recession. So in this situation, a downturn economy, rental properties are going to be a lot better investment. But again, there are still opportunities to be had in the stock market. One of the pros for the stock market is going to be that you are able to learn how businesses work. In the stock market, you read about 10Ks, 10Qs. You learn about how a good, strong business is run, what it takes to be one of the good board of directors, how is a good profitable company run. And if you are wanting to be an entrepreneur and potentially start your own business later on down the road, learning how that is done is going to be much easier in the stock market, because you are learning about those things as you make money trading these companies. So if you're in real estate, you're not really going to be learning about how to run another business. You're not going to be learning how supply chain management will apply to owning or buying a home. Very different. In the stock market, not only do you get knowledge and information and learning experience with stock trading, you get to learn how a good company is run by some of the most most brilliant and smartest men in the world. Like I said, Warren Buffett is by far one of the greatest business owners of all time, and has shown that. And you get to learn how he has managed and run things through trading and investing, and that's just something that you do not get in the real estate game. And the final category we're going to be talking about is credit card points. Now, if you have a real estate investment, if you have a rental home, or even if you own your own home and you invest in those things, actually if you put in, like work in your own home, you're not going to use it as a tax write-off. Obviously, it's a rental property. You get write-offs and things of that nature. But one of the things, if your rental properties, you're putting money into those are tax write-offs. They also are going to be considered it's going to be an appreciated asset because you are upgrading and improving that property. So when you go to sell it, the property is going to be worth more. The other big thing is going to be credit card points. I know no one would probably ever think about this, but I have actually my regional manager who manages so many properties, always is putting everything on his American Express card. He is making tens of thousands of points on this card, and it pays for vacations to Hawaii, it pays for the airfare, it pays for the hotels, it pays for the car rentals. These are things that we don't always think about. In the stock market, if I spend $100,000 on Tesla stock, guess how much of a return in points I'm going to get on that? Nothing. I get nothing back. And so that's kind of a cool thing with investing in real estate is as you spend money on these properties and buy, building supplies and tools and, shower racks and all that kind of stuff, you are actually going to be getting points back on that, and you can use it towards vacation and, fun little purchases like that. So that is the video today, guys. That is going to be the difference between stocks and real estate. In my personal opinion, I think there's room for both. I currently do not have any real estate properties of my own. I'm waiting for a good time in the market and waiting for that right deal. I'm not in any hurry. As I've said, I've been trading for so long. Really, it's been a bull run the whole time I've been in the stock market. And so I haven't found a good opportunity to invest in a real estate property. I would love to do that hopefully within the next year or so if the opportunity presents itself. But if I don't, I'm not in any rush. Like I said, because the trading has continued to develop and grow, I'm very happy making money that way. And because you can start early, it compounds much faster. And then, like I said, when the right opportunity in real estate comes along, I will pounce on it. That's where you kind of have a blend and a hybrid philosophy when it comes to investing is don't just pick one thing, diversify your assets, and you will do the best. So thanks so much for tuning into Young Money Investments. If you're interested in my stock market course, there is a link down in the description. I'd love to have you. We also have a free community called We Trade HQ. It is a community of different like-minded traders like yourself. We all have different strategies and different styles of trading. You can come in, find the mentor that works best for you, and just get to know some of our other traders. We also have, I want to say probably about 3,000 members in that group. But if you're interested, please check that out. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and check out one of my other videos. I'm sure I got like a video, a couple videos up here that you can always check out if you're interested more in the stock market. Thanks so much for tuning into Young Money Investments, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.